Hello, hello. Lynn here, the Joy Coach. Excited to be back with you for Joy Challenge day number 3. Yay! So, I've been sitting here thinking about what we're talking about today, which is using your imagination for good, not bad. So let me talk about this a little bit more. So this is my favorite tool. So just to give you a recap, day 1, we talked about simple pleasures, which are really pertinent right now during lockdown when you don't have access to all of those usual fun events and activities you would normally do. So day 1, we talked about simple pleasures and how they can create an incredible foundation for a daily experience of joy. Yesterday, day 2, we talked about gratitude. And we talked about 2 levels of gratitude and how to really use the technique of doing a gratitude practice to bring in the feeling into your body. So if you haven't watched those, you can check back for day 2 and day 1, which are going to be further down the feed. So today, day 3, we're talking about imagination and how you can create miracles in your body using that tool, which is this little nugget, this little noggin right up here. So you might not call it imagination, you might call it visualization. Basically it's using the power of your mind to change your thoughts, to create an mental image, because those things are able to influence our emotions. So if you haven't come across that before, so our thoughts can create our emotions. So when we use visualization or we use our imagination, we're able to use our mind to think about something or imagine or visualize something, and that can actually change our emotions in our body. So obviously, if we're here to talk about creating more joy, of really wanting to bring more joy into your life, then this is a fantastic tool to be using. So let's just think about, you're kind of doing this all the time. So I just want you to be aware that when we are worried about something, when we are thinking about something bad that could potentially happen, may never happen. When we are thinking about like tasks or, what we have to do in the day, we're always kind of obviously using our mind, but we could use it to create so much more good in our experience, and that's what we're talking about today. So I think about it as using your imagination. And there are a couple of ways that you can do this, because what's beautiful about joy is that joy is always in the present moment, and your body doesn't distinguish between something that happened in the past that created joy, something you want to happen in the future that could create joy, or something that you have right now. So your body experiences joy in this moment and it's not time bound. So if you can get this to create some image or some remembrance or some future desire that would bring you joy, you can actually feel it in your body right now, which is super fun. Isn't that like, it's an amazing thing that the mind can do for us? And this is all about, one of the key things I talk about when it comes to joy is creating a joyful mindset, and this is a really big piece in the puzzle. So I've just touched on 3 different ways you can use this tool or this technique. So the first thing is, so if you're having a bad day, if you're feeling grumpy, if you want to, if you're feeling sad and you want to shift that, you don't have to shift that, but if you decide you want to. If you want to actually increase the joy you're feeling, so you might be having a good day and you're like, oh, let me utilize this, let me leverage this, so that I can actually bring more joy into my body. We can use our mind, our mental mind's eye, that's the one I'm looking for. We can use our mind's eye to support that. So 3 of the key ways that I often do this is, so the first thing is you can imagine something from the past. You can recall a memory. So as an example, it could be something that you achieved. It could be an amazing moment that you experienced. Or it could be something that you accomplished. As an example, I often think back to when I was in high school and my volleyball team at the time had won the national championships and I'd been named MVP. That was a highlight of my youth. So, and as you can see, like just remembering that, remembering that achievement and that accomplishment, does bring me happiness. It brings me joy. It brings me back into a sense of, oh, that's pretty cool. So you can think about something from the past. You can think about something from right now. So we talked about yesterday in day 2, our gratitude practice. So you can think about like right now, what are you grateful for? It could be a relationship that you have. It could be the work that you're doing. You know, and just as a little aside, one of the beautiful things about joy is it can be found everywhere. The trick is in actually learning to look for it and recognize it. So right now, in this moment, you could find things that you could connect to. So, the love of your partner or the love of your children, a walk that you went for today, the feeling of the sunshine outside. So that harks back to the gratitude and the simple pleasures. So you can recall those things, like reconnect to those things that are happening right now and bring yourself, that sense of joy. And then the other thing we can do is actually think about what we desire. So maybe, you have in your dream board or your wish list is a house. So that's definitely one for me, is a house. So I mean, do you spend time imagining like what that house looks like? What's inside that house? How does it feel to be in there? And actually enjoying the experience in your mind of that future event. It could be around travel. I, really want to go and see my friends in the States, and of course that's kind of really not an option at the moment. But I think about it. I think about where they live and the beautiful countryside that surrounds them. Getting to spend time with my friends and really reconnecting with them. And the thought of that actually brings me joy. So, and that's just a little also a secret ingredient if you're someone who is into manifesting. If we want to manifest something, two of the things that we can be doing is visualizing, what it is that we want so that we are clear, but also so that through that process of visualization, we're actually connecting to the feeling of what it would be like for that to be in our reality right now. And of course, if you know anything about manifesting, it's that our vibration attracts that thing that we desire. So using the visualization, getting that feeling into your body right now can help speed up your manifestation process. So this is an incredibly powerful tool, and it's free, which is really awesome. You can use it at any time. It's also a muscle. And this is one of the ways I often talk about joy is that, you go to the joy gym. So it's like every day we're building a daily habit of joy. We're building our joy muscle. So that requires us every day to be using tools and techniques like I've shared over the last 3 days so that we can practice and we can get our mindset and our body, connecting into the vibration of joy, the mental ways that we can support ourselves to feel that vibration of joy. So there's an amazing tool, our mind, our ability to visualize, our ability to imagine into the future. And this tool can really help you, as I said, bring that into your body. Because as I mentioned in day 2, joy is an emotion. I mean, that's what we're trying to look to create here. And all the tools that I've been sharing with you are ways for us to first, connect with it in our minds and then bring it into our body so that we can actually enjoy that feeling of joy. So that's what I wanted to come in here and talk to you today, so you can create miracles with your imagination, and miracles in terms of how you feel, miracles in terms of how you perceive your life. It creates a wonderful sense of optimism. It really, I'm an idealist at heart, which which means that I'm always it's actually something that I have developed. So just to be fair, I probably haven't always been this way, but I'm very optimistic, very positive, and the tools that I have been sharing with you are absolutely ways to help you build those traits and really grow those traits in you, which will then support you actually experiencing more joy on a daily basis. Okay, so I'm hoping that tip was helpful today. Let me know if you've tried this before or if it's a new idea for you. If you're watching this on the replay, love to know. Please type in #replay below. If you like this tip and you would like to hear more of what I have to share around joy, I've got a new Facebook group called Ignite Your Joy. And it is for trailblazers, leaders, change makers who are looking to tap into the power of joy to transform their lives, their work, and the world. And it's something that we're going to be doing together. So I hope this has been helpful. Love to hear your thoughts below. Leave me a comment and look forward to seeing you tomorrow for day 4 when we're going to be talking about play. Have a wonderful day and I will see you then. Bye for now.